Self-actualization. You know, I wrote a web book. It wasn't published or anything, but you can look it up. You know, make your eyes bleed, called The Natural Taoist. And in the book, I talk about self-actualization and the difference between self-actualization and enlightenment. And basically, self-actualization is the moment when you basically break out of your social paradigm and see the world for what it is. It's the moment you realize that maybe the white noise that I just talked about that's bombarding you isn't necessarily the truth. It's the moment when you start seeing the picture or you know, the bigger picture from other points of view, whether it's from the Iraqi civilians or from other countries' point of view regarding America. It's the moment, really, as an American, you become humble and realize that, you know what, maybe the country that I thought was so good isn't so good. Maybe what we're doing and our impact on the world is evil. And I really believe that. I believe that for the most part, and you're gonna have this gut-wrenching feeling or anger, that means that you're pretty much succumb to the white noise. So that's a good thing. Because if I'm challenging your perspective, then, you know, then most of the time when you get angry at what someone says, it's because it's rubbing up against your own personal paradigm. So don't believe me. You know, Netflix is an amazing opportunity to become more self-actualized. And what you should do is watch the documentaries. There's so many, all the great documentaries are on there. And there's one from Oliver Stone called, I think, Down South. He interviews all the current revolution that's going on with the social revolution, where these countries, starting from Venezuela, who was nearly overthrown, and you're gonna say, oh, it's conspiracy theory, but there's plenty of evidence and plenty of more, a lot smarter folks who have said this, former CIA executives or members and everything else. So don't believe me. However, you know, make that a 5, star that video a 5, and then see what other documentaries come up. And I guarantee if you watch all those documentaries, and if they're rubbing up against you and making you feel really uncomfortable, I'm telling you, they're doing their job. Because, you know, you need to understand how other people see the world. And you may not agree with their point of view, however, it's important. And the moment you start listening to that other point of view is the moment when you start walking towards self-actualization. The moment you start understanding the bigger picture and breaking out from being a sheep to being a leader, to being someone in front trying to make differences. I'm no one special, but I voice my opinion, I tell people what I think. You know, I propose programs and other things that I know in my heart, in my mind, and in my research that would do great good. Whether it's e-singularity, making education free and accessible to all using autonomous learning solutions for education on smart devices over the next 5 to 10 years, or whether it's foundups.com, which deals with equalizing and flattening the entrepreneur landscape and making it possible for anyone with an idea for a startup called a found up to make it possible. You know, if I was a Richard Branson, or if I was a Bill Gates, or I had access to, you know, folks that had money, these programs would have been enacted years ago. But I'm just an ordinary guy like you. I work hard, I put in long hours, probably longer hours than you, working to try to raise the money to bring these things to pass. You know, that's all I know, right? All I can do, how I look at my perspective, all I can do is inform you of what I see as the truth. What you choose to do with that information is completely up to you, and it's out of my responsibility. All I can do is tell you. Whether you decide to ignore it, or to fight it, or to basically wave it off, that's your choice. I've done my part.